so he can submit all the needed Fizzy-Cola bottle jelly beans to the cream egg.
My questions had all of my students submit questions as well, so I've gone through those to ask those questions.
I submitted to an online magazine. It got published.
All of these studies, we hope in April to submit to FDA. And the first thing that FDA wants to know,
where you students can submit your own essays this summer. Winners receive a
problem set and submit the data set as their answer, and we had a whole we
got hundreds of circus artists to submit videos of their brand new acts.
And I also would submit that sometimes our thinking has been in the rear.
Section is where you should submit your preferences if you haven't already by today.
And then just click submit to answer. And we animate away the difference between
is I would submit to you and that if you
please submit them online and we'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible.
And you'll speak Christ to those who need to understand their obligation to submit to the government because of Romans 13.
The mind governed by the flesh is hostile to God. It does not submit to God's law, nor can it do so.
In fact, submit a guest post for your blog if you have a corporate blog.
For teenage girls and ask people to submit their writing, their photography, whatever, to be.
This is from the Rhode Island Charter, and I quote, "We submit our persons, lives, and estates under our..."
Because you have to resubmit it to Apple and then the users have to update it.
He didn't submit it to the Royal Society of which he was a member.
Once engaged in the system, the user could submit a request, say for a...
It's a breath of fresh air.
Now here's what I'd submit to you. If you came over from China and you saw these ads and you had never met an American,
to submit your life and your future to Jesus, you are waging a little war of rebellion against a world system that hates God.
And what I want to submit is what we're feeling when...
It was hundreds of emails to remind people to submit their videos, collecting files through...
So you submit that. So $5,000 is the number.
Am I going to submit myself to God's will, or will I demand...
Network. And so teachers applied for this, and they had to submit their core beliefs. And by the way, one of the core beliefs we looked...
Many of us who submit to nature and get rejected. But he did...
And thank you, Mr. Quinto. Please submit your statement for the record, and we'll make sure it's part of the...
experience freedom, they were never going to submit to the Persians. So these are the same Spartans who have... I would submit to you this afternoon that marathon training, yes,
when they're asked to put in their credit card and press submit. So if you ask for their email address...
into having to submit to very invasive medical tests. Because the family wanted to know, is...
And it says submit your application, submit your resume, your LinkedIn profile, and a cover letter, and you do that. And it feels...
in order to submit a public document. And another guy has...
I submit that the term for Josephus that embraced the book...
Basically submit for a show. And there's other opportunities that come up as well.
The clock starts ticking and states are supposed to